we did enough good things to win, but you can't shoot 10 for 25 at the free throw line. You can't miss, you take Tavian and Bailey steal off the three ball, we go 3 for 15 with the rest of our guys. It's the same stuff that's gotten us all year. Like, I believe when you don't make shots, it's because your head's not clear. And the good players, they can miss the first 6, 7, 8 shots. The really good players, and it doesn't bother them. They just know the next one's going in. So, we did enough things defensively against a very fluid offensive team that, they made theirs when it mattered, and we didn't. We had open looks when we were coming back, and we didn't make any. And, when you don't make, that's what happens.
Is there any real explanation that can be made for the free throw shooting, or is it just, sometimes it's snowballs?
I guess it's just mental toughness, right? I mean, or you're just shitty. Excuse my language. I mean, some guys just can't shoot them. But like those guys have made free throws most of the year. But it wasn't just one guy. Like Marcus went 3 for 9, Bailey 1 for 4, Buckley missed 1, Mike missed 3. I mean, like if you make your free throws, it's probably a 1 possession game. We got it where we had to get it. We got in front of the rim, and then we just didn't make any. That's frustrating as a coach. Like, I think I could have made a couple underhand or something. So, look, I have extremely high expectations. They're a pretty good team, but we should have won. I mean, that's as simple as that. I'm never going to accept that. Like, I think, they've got some really good traits, but we certainly have the people to match up with them.
Seems like they got you a few times with their back cuts.
I mean, that's ridiculous too. We've been practicing that stuff since last summer. We've spent a lot of time on that stuff. They got a couple, just ignoramus. They got us on post feed cut. I mean, that's just, you can't even coach that. Like, guy throws it to the post, you can't turn your head, the guy's gonna cut. Like, so if I sound frustrated, I'm a little frustrated. But that's what makes me good. Like, I'm not accepting that. Like, I just felt like that was a game we should have won. Now people say, oh, well, it's the end of the year, it's tired. Come on, man. Like, we had a lot to play for. But that's bit us all year. Like, we can't get out of our own way. Every time we get close, we do the same thing. So at some point when you beat your head against the wall 14 times, you figure out not to beat your head against the damn wall. That's what championship quality teams, like, we're a pretty good team. We're pretty good. We've come a long way. But championship quality team wins that game tonight. You can't just shoot it that bad. You can't shoot 10 for 30. 10's pretty good, but Tavian made them all.
Do you expect these guys to recover in time for next week?
I mean, why not? They've recovered all year. They didn't like what I had to say in there, but I don't really care. Like, I love them, but I'm going to tell them the truth.
What did you tell them?
Just told them, when are you going to learn? Like, you got to play with a clear head. Simple as that. Clear head, not letting last plays bother you. Move to the next play. Play better together. Your best players have to play better. That's simple as that, right? The best players on your team have to play better, and the role players just do their thing every night, right? Like, you think the 76ers are going to win if Embiid. Like, he didn't make any spectacular steals. He just came from behind us, right? Like, what do you think? Like, you have to use your brain. You have to know what's coming. You have to be alert. But we did a good job defensively on him. He didn't really score. We did a bad job on Blake Francis.
So is the frustration then just that all this stuff was on the scouting report, like the stuff you talked about before, and it just wasn't executed?
The frustration is, look, we've been so close so many times. And ultimately it's on me. Like, I'm not blaming them. Like, if we can't play any better than that, again, we're getting to the point where we're a top 4 team in this league. You have to show up and win that game. That's the way I see it. Now everybody in the league is going to say, well, they're better than you, right? Or St. Louis is better than you, or Rhode Island's better than you. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I think Duquesne's got a very poor history of winning tradition. right? But at some point, man, you got to man up and make your own damn tradition. You got to show up and play. Got to play better than that. You can't go 10 of 25 at the free throw line. I don't care if you're shooting a blindfolded. How can you win? There's not a team in America that can overcome that. I don't see it. Right? There's not one team in a big game against a pretty good opponent can overcome 10 of 25 at the free throw line. Right? And then when you miss that many, then it affects you just emotionally. Like it's, we just gotta keep working at it. Simple as that. I don't want to sound like some Scroogey guy. Like we've had a hell of a year. Don't get me wrong. But it could have been better even.
I know you don't like the layoffs in between games. Is this an example of maybe a good time for a longer layoff to?
I guess if you want to be half full. I mean, I just coach them every day hard. That's simple as that. And you know, the good thing about me is like I'm a guy that lets them rip it, shooting it. Like I'm telling Sin, keep shooting it. I'm telling Lamar, keep shooting it. You're open. Let them rip. Drive to the rim. You know, I'm not a hard guy to play for from that perspective. A lot of guys are a little harder than me at that end. Now, if you're going to let them rip, then you better guard at the other end. I felt like Lamar had good shots. I really did. I thought every one of them was open.
You talked about driving to the rim. Almost all the free throws were taken by your forwards. Do you think your guards could have been a little more aggressive driving?
We only got one that really drives, right? I mean, so maybe they shouldn't be more aggressive if they don't really drive, right? Like, you got to know what you are. That'd be like me saying I need to hit home runs. I'm not hitting any home runs. Lamar should stand there and shoot it. That's the best thing he does. Tavian should stand there and shoot it. He drove a couple. You got to drive enough that when they come out on you hard that you go by them. But Sincere's the guy that drives it, right? But when you go under the ball screen, that kind of takes his drive away. So he has to make the three ball for us to win. And he's done it his whole career here. When they've gone under, he's made a couple really big shots. He just didn't make them. If you go 2 for 10, you can't really say that you had a very good game, right?
How much are you looking forward to the atmosphere of the A-10 tournament?
You know, that's hard to know because you don't know like what you're going to get in that first round game. You know, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the tournament because I know we're capable of playing pretty good, and it's a fun time of the year. You know, we just have to let our hair down and play good basketball. Simple as that. We don't have. Listen, nobody in the world thinks we can win the tournament, right? You sit there and watch the A-10 games, and they show the standings up there, and they'll skip over us and go to the teams below us and say, oh, they can win a tournament. Davidson can win a tournament. St. Louis can win a tournament. St. Bonaventure can win a tournament, but you never hear anybody say Duquesne can win a tournament. That's why I get so mad when we lose games like this, right? Because I'm fighting for respect, and our guys should be fighting for respect as well. Which most of the time, look, I don't think we quit at all, right? We kept competing, but we didn't make it. So you have to keep earning your respect every single day, so we can win a tournament. We can. Now, we got to play a hell of a lot better than we have all year.
Will a game like tonight give these guys a little bit of a push and motivation? Maybe focus a little more, get their heads clear a little more?
My mother was a psychologist, you know that, right? I know it's going to make me push. You don't know how, like, you don't know how the millennials think, like, are they front runners, are they going to fight? Like, I will say this, when our back's been against the wall, we've played pretty good. Like, we were in the coffin 3-4 games ago, right? Everybody thought, oh, they're dead. Then we go to St. Bonaventure and win. We go to VCU and win, right? I think we'll come back strong. It's all on whether the ball goes in the basket sometimes, right? Like, you can compete hard defensively, but at some point, if you miss open shots and you shoot 30, what we shoot, 21 for 60, who the hell are you going to beat? As Hugs would say, who are you going to beat if you can't put the ball in the basket, right? Like, that's still the name of the game, is you have to put the ball in the basket. And again, I might be wrong, but I felt like we had good shots. I really did. I felt like we came all the way back. We got a wide open three and a layup, right? El missed the three, then we got a layup blocked. Right? Those are game-changing plays emotionally. If we go boom, boom, we probably win.